Product Management Director at Google working on AI agents. AI-generated code is increasingly a part of the landscape of software developers, including those at Google. I'm really excited to show you how you can use Google's AI agents to reduce toil and boost productivity all across the software development lifecycle. It's an interesting period in the history of software engineering. AI agents are clearly useful and exciting, but most people are still trying to figure out how they can fully unlock their potential by taking care of the stuff that they don't want to do so they can focus on the stuff that they really do want to do. We're thinking about how agents can help beyond generating code. We all know there's a lot goes into shipping reliable production-grade software. It goes well beyond just design and coding. By building agents across the lifecycle, we can make software engineering better, faster, and best of all, less toilsome. And never has this been more important than it is today. As more and more code is AI generated, bottlenecks begin to appear in the code review, testing, deployment, and other lifecycle stages. And until AI generated code is consistently trustworthy, these steps have outsized importance in ensuring that the software you ship remains reliable. We have ways of measuring the performance of software engineering teams. Our research shows that teams that take less time to merge committed code and release code more frequently to end users perform better overall. Thinking about reliability or stability, we try to optimize for reduced fail rates and reduced recovery times. Again, our research shows that teams that drive these numbers down tend to perform better all around. Performing well on these metrics leads to better results for end users too. So we want our agents to contribute to these specific metrics. There are qualitative approaches to measuring our work as well. A lot of it boils down to toil, the things you wish you didn't have to do. Toil leads to slower onboarding, excessive context switching, high maintenance costs, tech debt, and overall repetitive tasks. Agents are prime candidates for addressing these problems, and that's exactly what we've prioritized. Now, switching gears a bit. There are really two approaches to agents, and both have their places. First is the idea of general agents. This is the idea of a single SDLC agent that you can feed instructions to and get a composite solution that uses a variety of tools. This is great for multi-step tasks that benefit from autonomous planning and decision making. But general agents aren't always the right tool for the job. Sometimes you have discrete tasks you want to accomplish or important information you want to surface at the right time. This is where specific purpose-built agents come in. They're geared towards a different flow, one that focuses more on existing SDLC processes. In this video, we're going to show you two of our purpose-built agents. Cameron will show you our code documentation agent, which helps you understand and chat with your code base with a novel kind of hierarchical wiki-style documentation. Then Jay is going to show you our AI testing agent, which is a sort of adversarial agent that red teams your LLM calls to ensure that the results it returns are safe. These two agents are integrated into Gemini Code Assist. So I want to cover some of the highlights you'll get to experience in the latest version. One of the newest features is the Kanban board. You might recognize this from Agile Project Management, which is a tool designed to help visualize work and maximize efficiency. This is really important in the age of agents, where you'll have multiple autonomous agents performing tasks, requiring your feedback, and potentially executing long-running operations that you'll want to tab away from. On the Kanban board, you'll see what your agents are up to at any given time, like the one on this slide, which is working on migrate your code to the latest version of Java. When the Kanban board needs your input, it goes into the action needed column. Now you know that it's backed, you can know exactly what you need to do to unblock it. Here, the Java migration agent needs you to authorize it to update its dependencies. And when the agent is finished, you can check out what the agent did, as well as direct links to the details. Our migration agent is done and offers us a complete change list that we can review, accept, or reject as we see fit. And when we click into it, we can see the actual code changes. We don't need to accept everything. We can take exactly what we want. Our agents will be accessible in Firebase Studio too, which was just announced as a public preview at CloudNext. It's a new agentic platform for building complete apps that run on the web, on mobile, in embedded devices, and more. As you can see here, Firebase Studio caters to the Gen AI age. It's built on VS Code, so all your extensions and configs will still work. And it's designed for rapid prototyping with a live preview and AI assistance throughout. And it's for all developers, not just those who only want to use AI. You have a choice in using as much or as little AI as you want when building your apps, so you can always switch back to the code-centric view when that's needed. You get access to the agents that Cameron and Jay are going to show you, whether you choose to use Firebase Studio or the Gemini Code Assist extension in the VS Code Marketplace. So you can choose the IDE experience that works best for you. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Cameron to show you our code documentation agent.
Thanks, Fergus. As Fergus mentioned, I'm Cameron and I'm the product lead for the Go programming language at Google. Today, I'm going to show you the code documentation agent. We recently started using this agent on the Go project, and I'd like to show you why and how it's an incredibly valuable tool for large code bases like ours. When you think of code documentation, you probably think of one of two things. First, you might think of documentation for your end users, the materials on getting started, using certain features, or even something more detailed like an API reference. The other thing you might think of is inline documentation. This might be Go docs in a Go project, Java docs in a Java project, or even just regular old comments in any kind of project, all of it inline and adjacent to the code it describes. But the code documentation agent is neither of those things. Rather, the code documentation agent is a novel way of representing your code in a hierarchical, wiki-style document that makes it easy to zoom in and out of your code, all in context, so you can see how it connects to the rest of your code base. We find this form of documentation to be really insightful, especially in large, complex code bases like ours. The documentation itself is useful. You can browse, expand, and collapse sections just as you would in any wiki-style document. And it also provides excellent context to your AI-based chat. Instead of using vectors or copying in blocks of code that the AI chat has to organize on the fly, the pre-organized nature of our hierarchical documentation significantly improves our AI chat experience. The documentation itself looks a lot like any other wiki-style document you've come across. If you want to learn about something detailed or in the weeds, you can zoom in on the relevant section. By zooming in, you see where that specific item fits in the bigger picture, which is remarkably important for understanding the specific item's role and how it serves the project's larger architecture. The documentation includes links to the source code as well, so you can jump back and forth from the document to the underlying code. Next, this wiki-style document is incredibly useful for your AI-assisted chat. Because the generated document is already organized hierarchically, you don't need vectors from a vector database or for your LLM to make a best guess from the code itself. Instead, you get more accurate, helpful responses, complete with links to jump to the relevant part of the generated document or the underlying code. And your AI chat is even able to generate better code for you with an understanding of the context in which it goes. On the Go team, we found this agent useful for two big use cases. First, having a document like this is incredibly helpful for onboarding. New team members can onboard more quickly, and existing team members spend less time helping new team members learn what does what across our project. Second, in a large enough code base, nobody can remember every detail for long. There's just too much, over too much time, and there are parts all of us have likely never seen before. Having an up-to-date map of the whole code base gives us a great sense of what we know, what we don't know, and where we can look to quickly get up to speed with something we're unfamiliar with. Let me show you what I mean. At Google, we lead some of the largest open source projects in the industry, each with thousands of contributors who engage with us by filing issues, submitting code, and more. Over time, these projects accumulate thousands of files, tens of thousands of issues, and hundreds of thousands to millions of lines of code. Keeping all this straight while managing contributor engagement and continuing to deliver reliable, high-quality, and high-impact products and libraries carries a lot of overhead for each of these projects, including Go. Imagine you're a developer on the Go team. Since its inception in 2007, the Go project has had more than 60,000 commits, more than 65,000 issues, more than 15,000 files, and more than 500,000 lines of code, all created or contributed to by over 2,200 contributors. That means that, as a Go developer on the Go project, any one of 2,200 different people may have written the code you're looking at. This is all a lot for the Go team to work through day in and day out, but let's see how the code documentation agent can make this all far more tractable. Let's imagine now that I'm new to the Go project, and I want to make my first contribution. Pretty intimidating, right? I start by going to the Go project on GitHub, where we have a label for open issues called Help Wanted. As a new contributor, I want to find one of these and see if I can answer the call. This one seems good for a first contribution, something about adding more practical tests for the TCP keep alive mechanism. At first glance, that sounds pretty straightforward. But then I open up the Go repository and reality hits. Where do I even begin? The sheer number of files and directories is overwhelming, making it difficult to know where to start looking, let alone understand the relevant code. This is precisely the kind of situation where the code documentation agent can prove its worth. Let's see how it might assist us in this scenario. I'll start by asking the agent what I want to do, a really high-level question like, how can I add tests for the TCP keep alive mechanism? And in a matter of seconds, the agent provides actionable guidance. It appears I should start by looking at the net package, specifically the dialer struct, which manages the keep alive parameters. From there, the agent suggests implementing the new test cases within the testing package. This kind of clear direction significantly simplifies the task at hand. What's particularly valuable about the agent's response is its direct integration with the code base. It provides links that allow you to immediately jump to the relevant source code. For instance, let's open up net.go in the net package, and then navigate to the dialer struct, where we can begin to examine the existing implementation. If I need a deeper understanding of this particular area of the code, the agent also provides links back to the hierarchical documentation that underpins it, directly to the specific section that offers more context and explanation. And this, in essence, is how the code documentation agent can be a significant asset. It's not just about helping new contributors navigate a large open source project. It's a tool that can accelerate onboarding for anyone joining a new code base and provide a valuable contextual map for developers of all experience levels. And now I'll hand it off to Jay to tell us about the AI testing agent.
Thanks, Cameron. I'm Jay, a product manager working on software development agents. In particular, my team has been focusing on building an adversarial testing agent that automates AI red teaming for companies integrating generative AI. GCP is committed to helping developers integrate and support more compliant, secure, and private AI into their products and services. Concerns we're hearing from customers are often around ensuring that AI systems are acting as intended based on the audience in question. For example, you might want to ensure that your application is only discussing topics relevant to children. Or you might want to help ensure that your product isn't creating posts with potentially offensive content. AI adversarial testing is our answer to application developers looking to test their generative AI implementations to ensure they're safe for users. This system replaces manual red teaming efforts performed by organizations today with an automated system. This system generates a wide range of adversarial prompts using an unfiltered model. The tool then takes these prompts and feeds them to your LLM, capturing any responses it receives. The responses are then evaluated based on the content policies, and a report is drafted that can be downloaded and shared with your team. This falls into a wider group of technical mitigations which best-in-class teams are deploying in order to ensure risk mitigation at every stage of generative AI integration and deployment. This also fits within Google's wider set of tooling to help developers in this area. In particular, once users receive their AI adversarial testing report, they can share it with their team and go to Model Armor in order to take advantage of capabilities such as AI guardrails, prompt injection protection, jailbreak protection, and more. We can draw an analogy here between AI guardrails and a network firewall. Adversarial testing is a way to look for potential issues, and Model Armor lets you protect your systems in production. We're excited to put a tool in your hands so that you can work alongside your security counterparts to test AI implementations and take action at a deeper level of infrastructure via Model Armor. You can start by triggering the AI adversarial testing agent within Gemini Code Assist or Firebase Studio. The agent will respond by summarizing its intended actions, including which content policies it plans to cover. You'll then be taken to the Kanban board, where you can keep tabs on the AI agents working on your project. You'll see the AI adversarial testing activity in the Action Needed tab, because we need to connect the agent to our LLM. Here we'll fill in a few details. We're using Vertex AI, and we will also support third-party providers. If you'd like, you can also modify the LLM settings to ensure it's an accurate representation of your model in production. Once the action is underway, the card will move to the running section. The agent will keep you updated on what it's doing behind the scenes. First, it's going to generate adversarial prompts. After the prompts are generated, they're fed to the LLM you connected, and the response are evaluated to determine if they are in or out of policy. Once the prompts are evaluated, a report is generated. We can see a high-level summary of the report on the Kanban board and can click in to view more information. In the report, we'll find a summary of the findings in the top left corner. Underneath that, we'll find a visual representation of the findings across all of the policies tested, including insights into the model's strengths and areas for improvement based on how it was implemented. At the bottom of the page, you can find a detailed list of all results, which can be filtered by pass-fail status or policy type. Lastly, you can download the report to share it with your team and click into Model Armor to take action on the results. A special thank you for watching and contributing to Google's developer community. We wouldn't be here without you, and we hope that these tools help you continue putting incredible products into the world.